That is good banter.
Over you, big balls. I want to pick up. You're good. Oh, no. I pushed the record and the record on that. So, yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 36 of the Good Banter
36.
podcast.
Bang.
And we have got an episode and a half today.
Oh, yeah. You are getting, it's an episode and a half. It's not just an episode. We are flying, mate.
Absolutely flying. The bloody listeners are through the roof. It is
hectic.
going nuts.
It's crazy. Downloads are just madness. YouTube,
we are,
Instagram.
We are skyrocketing.
Ridiculous.
We are in orbit.
Oh, mate, I'm high, just sitting on this couch, mate.
Just a natural high from success.
That is, mate.
So what do we got? What do you got to kick things off?
Well, what I want to say to you, Tommy, is how did you and Tam? Because we're into the new house now.
Beautiful.
I mentioned a few episodes ago about the painter.
Yeah,
I just want to say a big shout out to Brad from Hammers Painting.
Hammers.
Yeah, we went Hammers Painting. We didn't go the bloke who had the jizz all over him. We went Brad from Hammers Painting.
Hammers. Is his last name Hammers? Or?
What was his name? Hamilton.
Hammers. So his nickname's Hammers.
Hammers, yeah. Okay,
Hammers Painting. I thought
so,
you'd call it brushes.
Painting. Or rollers.
Hammers Carpentry.
You would. Or Hammers.
Hammer Time.
Hammer Time.
Hammer.
That's good. MC Hammer.
Sorry, as you were.
Yeah, so we went with Brad and did a great job all on his own, got it finished. It looks great. And so thanks to Brad at Hammers Painting. So, and we're in, mate. We are in. But here's a quick one. For maybe anyone out here. I never thought about this too much, but, you know, if you're sleeping with someone in a double bed,
yeah,
you got to pick a side, don't you?
Yeah, you pick a side. Yeah,
you got to pick a side. How did you and Tam go about picking a side of the bed?
Well, I always have Tam closest to the door in case there's an intruder.
Is that fair income?
No, that's just the way it works. Well, I sort of the way it's worked out is I can only sleep one side, hence the disappearing ear. I've slept that way. Listen to a previous episode to find out at my fucked ear, but I sleep on the same side and I've slept that way my whole life.
So if you're looking at the bed, you're on the left side, sleeping on your right, looking against the wall. Is that correct?
If you're standing at the end of the bed,
which I have done,
looking towards the bed,
watching you,
I'm on many a time.
Yeah,
I'm on the left.
But yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, did you?
Did I say left?
I don't know.
I said left, sleeping on your right side.
Yeah,
fucking
and facing out.
Because you can't
face
look in at each other and breathe because you get that shitty morning breath. You're like,
you want to be facing out's also easier to hang a leg out on a
hot night.
Yeah, you don't want to be
harder to throw a leg over though.
Harder to throw a leg over, but
on a hot night,
but easier to shoot a quick fart if they're giving you the shits. just shoot a little fart in their direction. That's also one thing. If you face out, which you do, your bum faces in, you've got to be respectful and sort of roll over and shoot the fart out if you need. You don't want to be shooting farts at each other.
Classic etiquette. Well, you know, shit goes pear-shaped when you're shooting farts at each other like that. But sometimes a bit of bum on bum and a bit of fart action is it's fun and games till someone passes out.
A bit of a fart transplant, like shooting a fart
into them so they get more gas in them.
I don't think you could actually.
Could you blow someone up like that?
You'd have to
really
get some
open
electrical tape and make it airtight.
Yeah, that'd be.
I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think
that's not happening.
That's not happening at all.
No.
Well, funny you should say before about being closest to the door.
Yeah.
About the intruder.
Yep.
Because we've gone in there, and I was on the right-hand side, which is closest to the window. Kristen's on the left-hand side, and she said, I just want to have a few nights just to sort of, and any place we've been in, it's only, she lived in Ballarat, and I only just worked it out, but she said, I want you to be closest to the window in case there's an intruder or a murderer coming in, because you're the first fucking person they're going to see and stumble across.
Is it one or the other? Like, is the window or the door?
Well, the door's at the end of the bed. The window's like I'm fucking on the window. I'm on the window.
Oh, you're on the window.
Oh, pretty much.
So there's no gap.
Oh, no, there's a gap. I'll
There's
put
a
a bit of
gap.
mail on
Yeah.
that. So
There's a gap.
what do you reckon about that as, equality or just men and women? Like, is that fair enough? Because, I mean...
Well, I don't think it's a given that you have to, but if she asks, I think you have to. You can't say no.
I think so, but, I mean, are there many... I mean, that didn't work for Reva Steenkamp, did it?
Yeah, Reva Steenkamp.
It was Oscar Pistorius.
No, she was in the dunny, and it was her own partner that shot her, so it doesn't really help you there.
No, that logic doesn't really help. So anyway, so that was her logic. She
And
said,
you're going to have the little...
I'm closest to the fucking
got the little
window.
Louisville slugger under the bed?
Well,
That's what you need.
I'm thinking about maybe getting a little BB gun.
A
something
BB gun. I've got a Louisville slugger.
Is that a baseball bat?
Like, yeah, baseball bat.
Okay.
But a small one. But it is... if you knock someone on the head with this, it would...
It lights out.
lights out.
KO.
But, so no, it just sits there because, if the guy gets through Tammy, then I've obviously got to...
So you are furthest away from the door.
I'm furthest away from the door, but I'm closest to the window.
See, I don't... But you're
we're
on the second level.
Second level.
So
So anything
that's-
that's coming through as a possum.
See, I don't reckon. I reckon if you come... Or maybe I'll just write a note on the window saying my fiance's on the far side.
Yeah.
If you're looking for an easy target,
Yeah.
maybe go for her first, mate.
Yeah, and I'm a heavy sleeper.
I'm a heavy sleeper.
So go her first, and then,
And then you can finish me off.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do
that's
that.
Not a bad idea.
But we're getting security doors on the thing anyway, so I don't know.
Getting security doors on the windows.
No, sorry.
Security,
It's a weird look. It's a weird look. No, security doors. So I don't know. Are people coming through the window? I don't know.
there's no crime in where you're living anyway.
No,
Anyway.
well, it is so quiet, and we've got it's a real quiet sort of
Cul-de-sac?
It's a cul-de-sac, and you've got some real. We're the youngest people in there, and you've got some real older sort of people, just real quiet, but great people. And I noticed the first night I slept there, because I was in Kensington, you could hear like trams,
Yep.
trains, you could hear people getting
Shootings.
glassed. Shootings. First night, I'm like, geez, all I could hear was the voices in my fucking head.
Well, that's the last thing you need.
Oh, no, I don't need that. So
No.
I need a bit of white noise.
I need to get on the... I don't want to... We hung a bit of shit on my self-improvement apps from...
we did.
But the old... little bit of meditation before you go
Calm.
to bed. A little bit of calm.
Bit of calm.
Will make
It's,
the world a difference. So maybe jump on the calm.
There you go. So that's the first thing for me. The next thing is, well, I will quickly get this out of the way and fuck it right off, because something happened to me. And there's another relationship thing
Yep.
where I think if the shoe had been on the other foot, it would have played out very differently.
Okay, do
So
tell.
a few Fridays ago, we're packing up, ready to go to the new joint, and Kristen had a microwave and a few other things in her car.
Yep.
I was going down the house. She was working. So she decided to grab my keys and put the microwave and all that stuff into my car. I could take it down that day.
That makes sense because you had room in your car.
That's it. Room in the car. She was going to work. I was going down the house. There's no point having a microwave. Is someone coming through the window now?
Did you? What was
Jesus
that?
Christ. Lucky you're closest. That was...
Something at the window.
Jesus, go get the slugger.
Oh, well.
Yeah, so there's no good having a microwave in her car if she's not even going down. So she takes my keys, and it's one of those keys. It's a Commodore. They're a little worn, so you've got a button to open,
Yep.
a button to close, and you've got a boot button.
Yeah.
Okay,
Pretty
so
standard set of keys.
the trifecta. You got double, triple whammy, and I get a text. I say, your fucking boot won't open. I can't open your car. The alarm's going off. And like,
Yep.
Jesus Christ, what's going on here? So she brings the keys back up. She said, I couldn't open your boot or whatever. The car alarm's going off. You're going to have to sort it out yourself. Because I was still sort of sleeping. She goes, all right, whatever. Anyway, I pick up the keys a few hours later when I'm about to go down. I go, what the fuck has she done to these keys? These are fucked. And
What's she done?
a bit later on, I said to her, what did you do to my keys? They're fucked. She goes, I just pressed it. I said, what, with a fucking Mack truck?
With a jackhammer.
With a jackhammer? What is going on? And in my head, I know what's happened because she was in a shitty mood. I reckon she's just gone, fucking Evo, these shit keys, fuck this.
Yeah.
Gone off. Anyway, later that night, because I had a gig, I came back, and the first time I'd seen her in person, I said, babe, what's going on? Look at me. My keys are like, it's like someone's fucking gouged a knife into them. I said, level with me.
What have you done to me fucking
What
keys?
did you do to me fucking keys? She said, oh, I just pressed them. I said, with what? She said, did you dig your keys? And she said, oh, yeah, I dug. She dug her keys into every button, trying to open the boot, trying to open the doors. And in the end...
So she's double keying.
She's double keying.
No one double keys.
She does double key. Anyway, my keys are fucked. It's like they've had a stroke. So
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
If you've had, like, if you stand there with your fucking buttons,
Yeah.
trying to press them for more than 10 seconds and it doesn't work, don't you just go in and slip the metal bit in and
Yeah,
turn
but
it?
there's a thing with that where the alarm goes off.
Ugh.
Yeah, so it's all over the shop. It's all
Bloody shit
crazy.
show.
She's got an older car and she's happy with that. So I said, yeah, what'd you do? You hit it with yeah, I dug the keys. And she sort of just laughed and said, oh, your keys were knackered anyway. I said, oh, my God. Don't do that. Because I could imagine if I got shitty with her keys and started going, ripping into it with a knife or something, I don't think she's just going to go, oh, yeah, you could have got new keys.
Be like,
keys
you don't
anyway.
look after things, you can't have good
Oh,
things.
you're careless, you don't
other people's
respect
things.
anything, you're a piece of shit, I want to divorce you, you're a loser. So, my keys are fucked. I put them in my pocket,
Yeah.
my car's going off, it's unlocking, I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, so I've got to get the spare keys. The next day, I dropped her off, even though I didn't give a fuck about the keys. I said, all right, I'll just wear it.
You're bigger than that.
I'm bigger than that. Bigger than that. So I dropped her off the dentist. She's getting some work done on the old chompsters.
Okay.
She's getting a bit of whitening.
For the wedding.
For the wedding, mate. For the wedding. She's been on to me. My family's been on to me for bloody years. Fix your teeth. I said, oh, fuck it. You either like me for my shit teeth or you don't.
Yep.
Yep. So she's getting the whitening done.
So she's getting some whitening.
She's getting some whitening. So she's in the city. I've got my spare keys. I drive back in underneath where we live. I'm meeting Johnny Katz. I'm going to pick up he's got to pick up the video camera. He's doing some filming. So we go out for a coffee. The roller door comes down. I'm out. I've got my spare keys. I'm chatting to Katsy.
Yep.
We have a coffee. I come back. I go, oh, fuck. My spare keys. Haven't got keys to get back into the building.
Well, that's not her fault.
Well, technically it is. Because she fucked my real keys.
Ah.
So she fucked my real keys. So this is like COVID. It's that flow-on effect from a lockdown.
Yeah.
It's like the butterfly effect. You know that movie with Ashton Kutcher?
Oh, no. Very well. Great movie.
Great movie. Or that, where Homer Simpson goes back in time. He's trying to be careful. He's trying not to step on shit.
I don't remember that.
Okay, all right, we'll go back to the butterfly effect where he
Great movie.
Yeah, something happens and then you go back in time and it's fucked everything. So her fucking my keys has forced me to be locked out.
Oh, I think there's only one thing you can do.
You know what happened?
What?
Katsy had to drive me back into the city to go to the bloody teeth whitening joint to get keys to get back into the house. Because I need to get the video camera out for him. This is clearly a shit story.
No, mate, I'm into it. I'm into
The way you exhaled the air there, I just thought.
I'm into this up to...
Wind it up, dickhead. Wind it up.
This is edgy as seat.
Oh.
No, I'm serious. This is good stuff. So,
Oh, yeah, it's really got your Richmond, maybe. Then the Joe Rogan podcast just came on. Oh, God, it's great.
No.
So that's it. But,
So, mate, I can got one.
What do I do?
Thing.
Yeah.
You fuck her keys. That's all you can do. Because you won't forgive her until her keys are fucked.
I think I should. But
I'm
don't
just make it look like an accident.
I don't know what happened.
Just stabbed him with a fork.
Yeah, so that was... the thing was, it happened a few weeks ago, so maybe I'm not as... I seem to be a bit shitty.
Was
about
she
it.
aware that you were shitty at it? About it?
Well, I don't really get that shitty.
No.
Whereas, like, I'll take her phone charger out of the wall, put it downstairs, and she goes, "Where's my phone charger?" I go, "It's just downstairs. Just chill out." Get on.
Yeah, you don't.
Touch it, but no, whatever.
Don't
poke the bear.
Don't pull a lady's phone charger out when it's before it's 100%.
Oh, yeah.
That's if I've got any advice to young
yeah.
men out there going into a relationship or about to move out with a lady, let it get to 100%. Oh, shit gonna hit thy fan.
Shit's gonna hit the proverbial fan. So yeah, that was mate. That's over. You give me something. Give me something.
Mate,
give our listeners something.
Give us something.
They're going,
no, it's a good story.
Okay, it was all right.
It's well, because I was gonna tell us that big mushroom story, but
well,
I don't
probably
reckon
got this covered.
No, but I just it could be a lengthy story.
Okay, all right.
How long have we got?
Well, we can go. Whatever. We're only at 16 minutes.
16 minutes.
Go for it, mate.
All right. So this didn't happen last week. This didn't happen the week before. It didn't happen last year. This is a tale. I've been sitting on this little nugget of gold for a while, and I've got to preface this. So it's a long story.
All right.
So,
strap in.
So strap yourself in, and feel free to hit me up with any
feel
questions.
As long as the key
or
story,
change the topic at any and it's not related to keys at all, which I think the listeners will appreciate.
I think they will.
No, just kidding. It was a good story.
Yeah.
So anyway, I've got to tell the story. I've got to go. I've got to set this up. I've got to set this bad boy up. So, as listeners of the show will know, I graduated from high school in Canada.
Yes.
I turned 18 in Canada. Before I went on student exchange, I was obviously not 18 in growing up in Wodonga. But fair to say, me and my mates, although we weren't of legal age to drink, we'd had a good
crack.
2 or 3 years of drinking fairly heavily
Yes.
under our belt. We'd actually got to the point where we had fake IDs, and we were going out.
Very smart.
And we were drinking very regularly. And if we weren't using fake IDs, we'd jump on the fence and drinking in beer gardens. It was good times.
Perfect.
Good times. Gone over to Canada, and it was quite accepted here in Australia.
Going to Canada.
No, drinking underage.
Oh,
yes.
shit.
So it was like parents knew it was going on.
Loser if you didn't.
They'd see us. Parents would see us drinking all the time. There was no drama. Everyone
My thing was
doing
if I went to a party, Dad would give me 2 beers.
2 beers.
2 beers.
He's fucking kidding himself, isn't he?
Yeah. Come on, Dad. Fucking harden up.
Where'd you get the other?
No, I ended up. He used to just buy a 6-pack and 8 beers.
Yeah.
I'd be fucked.
Yeah, 8 beers is a good amount.
Yeah, 8 beers.
Good
I'm fucked now.
Oh yeah, bloody oath.
Jesus.
So I've gone over to Canada. All of a sudden, in Nova Scotia, drinking age is 19, and I thought no dramas. We were drinking at 15 when it was 18. Surely they're drinking at 16 and 19 over there. But as it turns out, that they were all drinking, but the parents. Massive no-no. The parents were all against drinking.
Yeah, okay.
Like really against drinking and getting.
Well, I think you grew up in the country and your parents were sort of. Oh man, I don't think your parents were cheering for your kids to be alcoholics at 16.
No, but
yeah.
probably. You're right. They weren't wrapped, but it was weird over there. It was real taboo, and people had a different relationship with their parents over there.
They'd sit around the table and talk about their days.
No.
Okay.
People feared their parents more over there.
I feared my old man.
You did?
Yeah, he was a scary fucker.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I didn't drink much when I was younger.
Because you were
so I wasn't
terrified
saying
of it.
give me fucking 4 more beers, Dad.
Yeah, okay.
I was saying here's one back.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's interesting. Anyway, so everyone, it was more a disciplinary relationship they had with their parents. So getting alcohol on a Friday and Saturday night was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
You'd have to find someone overage. You'd have to hang out in a park.
Give them a
They'd
blow
drop the
job.
slab off. Blowjob sometimes, and you'd always have to pay extra for the
petrol or something.
It was a bloody nightmare, and there was nowhere to drink, so he'd be drinking in parks.
Great, good times.
It was a dog's breakfast. So, and this is the argument for discipline, is so then because they were so hard on alcohol, kids turned to drugs. Everyone smoked pot.
Loved
Everyone smoked. Like over there, it was unbelievable how many people smoked pot. The kids, the smart kids at school that were getting 99.95
Bongheads.
were smoking pot. Oh, there was a lot of joints. And as I've said before, I've never been one for pot. Never been my cup of tea. I don't know whether it's because I like to stay fit and I always felt like it was bloody burning on my lungs when I'd be running the next day or whatever. Never been one for the pot. Never really liked the feeling.
Just their head just fucking off.
But what they did get a lot of was the magic mushrooms.
The mushies.
The mushies. And it was almost a perfect sort of setup. You'd meet some dodgy little bloke he'd meet you at a party. He'd have all these little bags. I think it was like $15.
Yep.
He'd give you a little bag. You'd have the little bag, rock and roll. And you'd all take it at the same time. Usually you get 6 or 7 of you. Canada was just, it was all about the outdoors. And sometimes we'd just run through the forest and we'd be for hours. We'd be running through the forest and climbing trees and some of the best days.
You don't even need a backpacker murderer. You can just run through the forest anyway.
Yeah. We just
having fun.
So much fun, and we'd have a couple of beers beforehand, and it was and then we'd all sort of come down together and we'd sit around. You'd feel like shit the next day, and every now and again someone would have a bit of a freak out, and you'd all bloody
good fun.
You'd get around them, and it was no harm, no foul, great times. Anyway, so we did this fairly regularly, and over my last 6 weeks over there was the summer holidays. Ooh. So no school. I had a good core of mates, and it was a fair bit of magic mushroom.
Mushy time.
But it was really good fun. Again, I don't condone it. I'm pretty sure it's probably the reason I can't remember shit today. But wouldn't change it for anything. Great times. Anyway, so I've returned to Australia. Within a week, I'm back to the normal grind. I'm playing footy, drinking beers behind the goals, watching the footy.
Tom's meant to come back this worldly bloke, and all of a sudden,
I've learned
he's
nothing.
back to the same old shit.
Back in the same routine.
Nothing wrong with that though.
Nothing wrong with
good fun.
Living in the country, loving it, drinking beers, good times, and then a good friend of mine, Jeff Louch, Canadian guy, one of my good mates over there, ripping bloke. He came over to visit me in Australia, and he was staying at my place for about 6 months. And anyway, so he's turned up. He spent about a month with me, having a great time.
This guy's going nowhere.
And then he went for a bit of a backpacking journey down the Great Ocean Road. Did a bit of work. Came back about 2 months later, around at my joint, and he goes, "Mate, have I got something for you?" And I said, "Do tell." And we've gone into his backpack, and he pulled out the biggest bag of magic mushrooms you've ever seen in your life.
Yes.
And I've just like, wow, because I've told all the guys in all the Wodonga blokes about the magic mushrooms.
Because I don't think mushies were big in Australia.
No, they weren't.
No one knew.
No, but anyway, he got these down the Great Ocean Road. He said down at is it Skeens Creek or something?
Skeens Creek, down near Lawn there?
Yeah.
So
he said there was an area down there and all the locals were picking them. He said they were everywhere. They couldn't.
I love it.
There weren't enough people to pick these mushrooms. There were so many. So he had this insane amount. And if we used to purchase a gram over there, I would say there would have been, going on the size of a gram, probably 300 grams.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Perhaps more. Perhaps 400 grams.
Yeah, go 5.
It was.
We'd never know.
It was like a garbage bag full of
That's
shit.
Great.
And anyway, so I've said, mate, this is fantastic.
Can't do this in one night.
We're going to kill ourselves. So this is over a couple of nights for sure. But so anyway, so I've said, all right, because I've been telling all my mates in Wodonga, I said, all right, it's happening. So I've got on the phone, rang a few of me good mates. Turns out one of my mates is his parents are away, so he's house sitting.
Yeah.
And I said, the planets are aligning. And it ended up being, I don't know why it happened, but it was a Tuesday night. Pretty sure it was
mushy night.
Great mushy night. Got school the next day.
Perfect.
What could go wrong? So I did.
Oh, you wouldn't have been at school then, would you?
Yeah. So I had to go to school.
Oh, because it all fucked up.
Because my school fucked up.
Yeah. So you're 35 doing year 12.
Yeah, so I got my kids and that at school. So I'm clearly the oldest kid at the school, and clearly the worst what would you call them?
Student?
Worst student. So I'm out here getting all my mates on the mushroom. So I've said, all right, the scene's set. Let's all go around there. And what we didn't take into account was that everyone in Canada, it would be a perfect grab. The guy would weigh it up, and he probably got the perfect amount of, because apparently the stem was stronger than the shit underneath, and the
He's a real mushroom connoisseur.
Yeah. And we were just...
We didn't know what we were doing.
We were just grabbing handfuls of shit. We had guys in the kitchen.
Had
the guys in the kitchen cooking some tea, so they were cooking up mushroom tea. We had guys
unregulated.
We ordered some pizza, and we were sprinkling some on the pizza. We had guys just sitting there eating it like it was like this chewing tobacco. And anyway, so it's all started to kick in. I think there would have been 9 or 10 of us. And I remember watching that. For some reason, that old Hercules movie was on television. I remember it quite clearly. And all of a sudden, we started, what's happening? It's happening. And my mate, Jeff Louch, he's king of the world because he's bought the...
he's a man.
He's bought all this in, and it's all free because everyone's going, how good's this? And so we've hit this great sort of exciting stage, and we're all running around, laughing, having a ball, running out the backyard. But then... It just kept going higher, and we're sort of like, well, wouldn't mind it stopping this.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the legs are getting hot, and the head's thumping, and there's no turning back because I reckon if a gram was the perfect amount, we would have had possibly 4 to 5 grams each.
No, it's like when you've had 13 beers. You can't all of a sudden just...
all right, I want to drive home.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right. You're in it.
You're in it. You're in it up to
your eyeballs.
Up to pussy's bow. And so it's gone up and up and up and we can't stop it. And we're just... And I'm getting an absolute freak out. Well, everyone's freaking out.
Yeah.
Everyone's bloody hiding in bedrooms, and it's just a really bad scene. And you get quite obsessed with... it's hard to explain, but my mate got obsessed with this washing basket, and he was just carrying this washing basket
clean clothes
around.
In there? Or?
Just an empty washing basket.
Yeah,
and
nice.
And then he sort of got a bit obsessed with me, and that was freaking me out. So I was trying to lose him, and this is one of my best mates. And so I'm sort of, every time I'd turn around, I'd just see him across the room just looking at me, and I was like, I don't like this bloke.
That's a scary.
And so I'd sort of go...
It's a good way to ruin a friendship.
So I'd go out in the backyard, and he'd sort of wander out. Like, maybe he needed me, but I definitely didn't.
Didn't need him.
I didn't need him. I didn't want him anywhere near me.
No.
So I've just said... And all of a sudden, my head started thumping, and I've gone, I've got to get out of here. I'm about to blow a gasket here.
Jesus.
So I was a good... I think I was a good... probably 2 kilometres away from my house, and I thought, I'm going to try and get out of here. So I've run out of the house.
What was your living situation?
I was living with my dad, and my sister was...
Is that a bit of a worry about going home?
Mate, there was
in that state?
It was beyond that. The brain wasn't...
maybe you wanted your dad.
My younger sister...
You wanted to hug your dad.
Needed something.
I
needed some support because I was mentally going
not
downhill.
From your mate.
No, my mate wasn't offering anything. So anyway, I've gone out, and it was a really windy night, and the trees were screaming at me, and it was, and this weird thing happened that I had, and I remember it clear as day. I had these 3 red lights down each side of my head. I thought.
No, orange and green.
No, just red.
Just stop.
And I thought they were my
was it red light camera.
I might have been a red light camera on my head. No, so they weren't there. But I did have these 3 on each side of it, and I thought they were my lifespan. It's funny, like if you got this wipeout drunk, you just wouldn't remember shit.
No.
But I got wipeout
mushy
off my face and remember it sort of quite clearly. And so I'm running home, and these lights are dimming. So I'm down to about 2.5
maybe
lights.
It's just your brain cells just
dying.
Yeah,
it could have been it. Anyway, so I've run home, and it's probably only...
Even though there's a red light.
Yeah.
You've just gone straight
I'm going to have
through
to run these red lights, because these... So I've run home, gone in, woke my dad up.
Did he see the lights?
He said, what's wrong? And I said, no, he didn't see the lights. And I've said, I'm fucked. I'm off my head. I need some help. And he said, well, just lay down. And I lay down. And I remember he had a waterbed, which did not help the situation. So I think I'm sinking into
1970?
I think I'm sinking into
Who the fuck has a waterbed?
Well, he did back in those days. So I think I'm...
Was it a revolving waterbed?
I'm sinking into the depths of hell. And so I'm sort of going into this waterbed, and I've started really...
You put a life jacket on you?
Started to really panic. And he said, I think we got to go... He said, you need to go to hospital. And I said, I need to go to hospital.
Or the bed store, get a new bed.
And I remember just getting it, and this thump and this loud, like, horn in my head. So he's got out, he's chucked me in the car. And the first thing we did, because then he went to... a mate's mum was a nurse, and I don't know why we didn't go to the hospital. Maybe because he was a bit embarrassed. His son's flipping out. I remember my sister was she was there too. She was fairly young. She was pretty upset at the situation. Yeah, because it was a disaster. So we've gone up to my mate's place, and I didn't even have the...
Was he shitty that he didn't get invited to do the mushies?
Well, he did.
Okay.
He was me mate with the...
washing basket.
The washing basket.
Who's keen on you?
Yeah, who's bloody following me every move. And so we've gone, and I haven't even put that two and two together. Like,
no.
My dad's just, right, let's go up to Rara's house. She's a nurse. We need to check if you need to go to hospital. So we've turned up, and I'm just all over the shop. And so she's got the light in my eyes, and I'm just freaking out. And anyway, so the dad's there, fucking one of the funnier old men you'd ever meet in your life, and he's just shaking his head going, what a shit show this is. Like, check out these
amateurs.
Check out this little cockhead. Yeah. And I'm just freaking out. And anyway, and then there's all of a sudden the door came open, and it's my mate.
With a washing basket?
Yeah, he's lost his washing basket, but he's just walked in, and his dad has just turned to him and gone, oh, suppose you're on those mushies too, are you? And he's just, like he's seen a ghost, turned around and just bolted down the street. Because imagine him, he's probably thinking, I'm going to try and sneak in. Then all of a sudden,
Tom's here.
All of a sudden, he's like, what is going on here?
Old man.
And he tells a funny story. He reckons he was lying awake in bed, looking at the roof with a boner. And he said he wet himself and had a wet dream while he was looking at the roof. Like, his body was that fucked up. Like it was sending that many wrong messages.
Yeah.
That just happened to him while he was wide awake.
Maybe I should get on the mushies because I've just had the house painted. That would be pretty
cool.
The roof's looking pretty good at my joint.
Yeah, you probably just appreciate it without
the boner and the wet dream.
Yeah, so anyway, my dad went back he goes, where are these mushies? And I said, oh, well, we're down to our last 370 grams. So he goes, we're going to get rid of this shit. So he's gone around, flushed all the mushies down the dunny, which in hindsight, look, I reckon we were actually quite happy he was doing that because we were all in bad nick. We were like, get these things out. But the next day we're like, oh, man.
Well, all those mushies.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking mushies.
That's a lot of good times. That's a lot of red lights on the side of the head. And then we've gone home freaking out. Oh, no, sort of coming okay. And then all of a sudden our doors come open. And
oh, boy.
And Jeff Louch has walked
Louchy.
in, and he's just, poor bloke. He just looks like he's seen a ghost, and he just walked in. He goes, "I'm so sorry. I'll go back to Canada tomorrow. I shouldn't have brought these into your life." And my dad was just, "Oh, mate, don't worry about it." And
I got more. I got a fucking waterbed, mate.
Well, yeah, and we just sat up, and it was pretty crazy times. But funnily enough, I didn't touch anything like that for years.
Yeah.
And as I said before, I've never been a marijuana smoker. It's not for me.
Well done,
but
Tom.
when I when I finished high school, and then dropped out of uni, I wasn't doing much with life, so I thought I'd better do something. So I went up to Griffith and played footy in Griffith for a year. And I didn't know anyone there. So the footy club gave me this guy, just lived down the road, absolute legend of the footy club. I won't say his name, but he's got a photo up at the St Mary's Footy Club. up in Northern Territory. Him and Rioli, just a legend footballer, legend of Griffith. But he took me under his wing, and so went down to him and his wife's place. It was just down the road. They cooked me up a roast dinner. Fairly loose family, fairly loose town, Griffith. They've pulled out a bong after dinner, and said, "Do you want a bong?
Do you want dessert?"
And do you want dessert? We're just having a cone,
having a hot one,
having a quick cone for dessert. And I'm going, yeah, okay. Not wanting to look, didn't want it, but didn't want to look rude, wanted to fit in,
uncool.
So I've had it, and instantly flashback to where I was that night. And I was I couldn't even walk to the door. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And they were like, oh, don't worry, it happens. And I had to leave my car in their driveway. Oh, no. I couldn't even get in the car, let alone drive like my 200 metres up the road. Yeah. So that was embarrassing because I'd only had a tiny little bit, but it was amazing how it just sent me straight back to that time. And it was no good. So it was a bit embarrassing facing him, but he was cool about it. He was an old, he's seen all that before. So anyway, so that's my little story. And
that's a good story.
Sorry, it carried on a bit, but
no.
It's one I've been sitting on for a while, so it's just good to get it out there.
That's a beauty, and you hear much from Louchy?
Yeah, well, I went over recently and caught up with him. Great guy. Ripping bloke, full-time muso. We went to this little, when my wife and I went over there a while back, we went to this little Ukrainian, I think it was Ukrainian restaurant. And he was, he's an amazing piano player, Penis, and he was just tickling the ivory in the corner of this restaurant.
The Ukrainian restaurant.
Yeah, and he's in a band. He's a fairly wild boy, and ripping bloke, Louch.
No slouch.
No slouch. Just a good guy. Recently had a bub. He's settling down. So we're all settling down.
Oh, we all are, mate.
And even Louch is settling down, which is that's saying something. No, he's a good man.
On him.
Good on him. Man.
Here's the Louchy.
Here's the Louch. Yes. So that's my story about the.
Well done.
About the shrooms.
Nah, good, mate. Good. So kids, bloody.
Stay off them.
Or
in moderation.
In moderation. Don't have 400 grams worth. Bloody just moderate it a bit. So,
and again, we don't condone this stuff. This is just this. This is 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Is that even us?
No. You're not the same person you are 20 years ago.
I'm not the same person I was
a day ago.
You evolve and you make mistakes.
I made that fucking the key story. That was a mistake. That was 20 minutes ago.
Oh, mate. If you could turn back time,
lesson.
You probably wouldn't have told this story.
I wouldn't have fucking told it. No, I would have tried to come up with something cooler than fucking, she smashed the keys.
No, it was a good story, and it led into my mushroom story, and it was
perfectly, mate.
Great segue.
The
segue.
So, I reckon that's another episode in the bloody can.
In the ball bag. Mate, that was 36.
36, crazy stuff. Hey, get on the good banter. Instagram, get on the YouTube. Hit us up at reallygoodbanter.com. Give us a rating. Give us a review on the Apple Podcasts, on the Spotify. Tell your mates. Tell your friends.
We're starting to get a real good following. Spread the word.
It. Get around it. And we'll catch you next week.
Episode 37.
Good banter.
Good banter.